Hello, everyone. This is Bruno with a new segment called 10 Minutes or Less with Bruno No BS. A very simple, casual interview. No fancy cameras here. Today, I have the honor to speak with the co-founder of Castagra Products. Tats, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Thank you, Bruno, for having on your show.
Thank you, buddy. How long have you been in our roofing industry?
Well, we started to move into the roofing industry just a little bit about 5 years ago, and 2 years more full time. But I mean, I love it. I mean, the people, the community, so open and welcoming. So it's been a great experience for us.
So what do you used to do before doing this?
Yeah, we were doing a lot of work in oil and gas, water and wastewater, and flooring. But we got approached by people in the roofing industry because there seemed to be a need, and we came over, and it's been a lot of fun.
What is this Dragon's Den show? And I believe you won a prize. I thought, just like I mentioned to you, I thought it was some kind of video game. I was like, man, this guy must play a lot of games, PlayStation, Xbox. What is this?
Yeah, when we launched our company 10 years ago, we just happened to, there happened to be a show in Canada called Dragon's Den. It's exactly the same as Shark Tank. There's exactly some of the same hosts at the time. So Kevin O'Leary, Robert Herjavec, and out of 4,000 companies, we won Best Green Innovation. So it's kind of a weird thing. My co-founder was on the show doing the presentation, and it was kind of surreal with all the cameras pointing at him.
You mentioned your partner. He also invented a bunch of stuff, right? What did he invent?
Yeah, I mean, he's invented the Windows Media Player. He's invented numerous building materials. He invented he did some work on early 3D technology, and he also invented the technology that was the precursor to MRI. So I'm always scratching my head. I've known him for a long time, and I've always tried to figure out how he does it. But some people have it and some people don't. I'm good at some things, but some people just have that extra gear.
So when did you realize roofing would be the career for you? Because now that's the path you're following.
Well, I mean, we wrote a book, back in the day about innovation, because I spent a lot of time launching new products and marketing. And then one of the things they tell you is don't fall in love with your idea, right? So we're always trying to make sure that, are we, even if we get good feedback, are we being objective about it, right? So we're always getting feedback. And one of the tests that we like to do with any idea is we try to visualize, okay, like, if we have an idea, let's go to someone's house, right? Pretend you go to someoe's house or customer's house, right. Knock on their door at 3 a.m. in the morning, right? You bust through their door, you go up to their bedroom. It's not weird, but you grab them and you wake them up at 3 a.m. He says, wake up, have a great idea. And then you tell them your idea. So two things are going to happen. They're either going to think it's a great idea and jump up and down with you, or they're going to say, what are you doing, and go back to sleep. So
and they're going to shoot you too.
Oh yeah, they can shoot you too. But the whole point is, is your idea good, or do you think it's good because you came up with it and you fell in love with it? So we've taken a lot of time to evaluate if what we're doing anything, is it objectively good? Does it help the customers? Does it help people? So.
But way back, what do you used to do? You graduated in college, or what was your plan before even doing all those inventions and all those kind of things?
Wow, I don't know. I mean, when you're younger, you have all sorts of plans. But I'll tell you one of the first plans I had. Okay, so I was in high school, and I had a friend that had a father that was in a architectural business, and he had a nice house. And whenever I go to his house, he had all these cool models of these buildings all over the place. And I was looking there, I was thinking, this is so cool, right? I want to do that, right? I want to create these buildings that go up. So I took drafting class in high school. So I showed up at drafting class, and I'm making all these drawings. And then the teacher keeps coming up to me and say, hey, that's 1 millimeter off over there. That's 1 millimeter off over there. And I said, what's the big deal? And then I'll never forget what he told me. He says, that's 10 meters on a building. And I realized that that's not for me. So, you know, I've taken a few different turns that you know, led me to where I am today. But definitely, you know, me doing drafting is not somewhere you want me to be.
You mentioned to me that you were born in Japan, right? Are you a multilingual? You speak Japanese?
Yeah, well enough. I mean, I was 3 when I came over to Canada, and I took Saturday Japanese school, and then my parents spoke Japanese, so I think it was good. But one of the things that, you know, when I was young, I didn't understand is, you know, on Saturday is when the Japanese school was, and I love soccer, and soccer is always on the weekends. So it's like,
if you love soccer, you know Zico, right? Zico came to Japan, Brazilian guy. He's like a god there, you know.
Yeah, so I was like, you know, I couldn't enroll in soccer because there's Japanese school, and when I was, you know, younger, I was like, why? But when I got older into my 20s, then I started a company, and I realized it was really handy. So happy that my parents kept pushing me there, but it's hard to understand sometimes if in the long term what's the benefit to you.
What do you see for the future of our roofing industry, for the new generation coming up right now?
Well, I think a lot of the technologies that are out there, the online tools, the virtual testing, the support, the ability to take what's happening in the technology industry and bring it in actively, I think that's the key. I think the NRCA is doing a great job, RT3, sort of pushing those new technologies out to roofers and making them accessible. So I love to help and spread the word on that. I think they're doing a great job.
Any message out there for the people watching my videos, you know, my followers, your followers, because, you know, I know you also have a podcast, you know, and maybe one day I'll be part of that podcast too as well, right?
Oh, you're coming. You're coming for sure.
So any message, it could be towards the COVID-19.
Yeah, I think, you know, whenever there's change, I mean, there's certain things that we have no control over. I think for me, I always have to remind myself that there's only certain things that you have control over, right? So to focus on those things, and, you know, there's always going to be highs and there's going to be lows, and to balance out the highs, and then also don't get too down on the lows, and just keep doing the things that you need to do every day. Because I think I mentioned earlier, we were heavily in the oil industry, and in 2014, that oil industry crashed.
Yeah.
And we saw our sales go down 80%. And I remember calling my mentor going, oh, like, what am I supposed to do? And he gave me some really simple advice. He said, okay, what you have to do is find out what the most important thing you have to do right now is, and then go do that. And then after that, you find out what the next most important thing you have to do, and do that. And not to get overwhelmed with all these things, but just keep doing the things that you have to do that are important. And then just whatever happens, right? So, and just sort of let go of the process, and trust that no matter what, that is the best that you can do.
Thank you so much, Tats. It was a pleasure talking to you. Arigato, my friend. And hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Bruno.